So what happens now? Where do you
In 2016, my very first show at Goodspeed was a production of Bye Bye Birdie. And good friends of mine came up to see the lead in it, and the husband was a producer, and he loved the show and called me up and said, hey, listen, I'm involved in this new musical adaptation of Anne of Green Gables, and I think you'd be really right for it. I'm so connected to this theater, and I've done some of my most favorite things I've ever done here, and they've all been in the classic canon, you know, Oklahoma, Music Man, Birdie, you know, these big American juggernauts. And this show is a departure from that. First of all, obviously it's new, but you know, Maddie and Matt are so smart and so steeped in musical theater tradition. The structure of the show is so sound. So it isn't just earworms and feel good, you know, boppy tunes, although there is a lot of that. These lyrics are really sophisticated and they move the story forward. That was the very first thing that stuck out to me when I was reading it, was how smart these lyrics were. Because I was reading it dry, which is another thing I do. I don't listen to the music when I read a new musical, because I want to sort of see how it stands on its own. I don't want to be seduced by the tunes. I want to see what the bones are. And they were so good and so smart right from the beginning. I'm excited to helm this here because it is going to be a departure. And it isn't what we think of, I think, when we think of Anne of Green Gables. It is very, very modern in the best possible way. It's arresting. It has an energy and a grip to it. It's theatrical, even in the storytelling. It's all the things that are essential. What do you need? What's essential to telling a story? Because when we were designing it, thinking about that process, imagination came to play. We didn't want to make it literal. We didn't want to fill it up with stuff and have doilies and screen doors and, you know, porch swings. We wanted to create that atmosphere and let the audience, through Anne, fill in those blanks. And so the way the story moves and the way we employ the ensemble and all the actors, it's an all skate. Everybody's doing everything. Everybody's participating. Everybody's making this happen. Anne of Green Gables, obviously a beloved story, a classic, but she's timeless. And in many ways, she was way ahead of her time. So this sort of modern interpretation of it, I mean, we're not setting it in 2022, of course, but it is this kind of hybrid of, you know, one foot in that 1908 and another foot right now. She's kind of perfect. She's the perfect heroine to sort of straddle those worlds because she was such a forward-thinking character back then, which is why I believe people have, you know, continued to fall in love with that story.